What is up, everybody?
Sup?
Joe and I are hanging out
The Lily Pond.
The Lily Pond. We were going to record this at Pack Dunes out on the patio. But for those of you who might not know, it's a little windy here.
It's quite windy.
And so we couldn't really set up anywhere to where you would have even been able to hear what we were saying. So then we went to McKee's Pub and had some dinner and said maybe we'll record there. But
there's a lot of people in there.
A lot of people.
A lot happening.
A lot going on. There would have been a ton of background noise. So we said, fuck it, let's go back to the room.
And we'll just have a Foley artist do the background noise like we're in the restaurant.
Yeah. I'll pipe in that BB Go music or background music that we had. So we've been here for 2 days now. We have the solstice tomorrow. And
yeah.
Joe, I'm sure everybody's dying to know, what do you think of Bandon Dunes so far?
It's kind of stressful.
Very.
Because there's so much to do. There's so much stuff in the pro shops. There's so many courses to play. You feel like you got to check it all off. But it's Disneyland, like real deal Disneyland, Disney World situation. It's the service is top notch. The accommodations are amazing.
Yeah, this room is really nice.
It's really nice. It's big. It's not like a normal, hotel room.
And this is the first time I've been on the top floor.
Oh, yeah.
And the bottom floors suck because going up and down those stairs after a long day of golfing.
Oh, yeah.
Carrying your bags and your luggage, it just sucks. We open the door and we're outside.
And you have a shorter ceiling down there, too, I'm assuming.
Yeah, there's no vaulted ceiling like this.
Yeah, it's the accommodations are great. All the details. Everyone's really nice. It's quite awesome. It's really cool. It's been fantastic so far, and we still have to check 3 courses off for myself. So
we got here on Saturday. Sunday. We got here Sunday morning.
Mm-hmm.
Shorty's was only open to play 1, 2, and 9 because the range is actually part 3 through 8 is on the range, on the south range.
Right.
And we got done with 2, started walking over to 9, and the maintenance guy came out and said, "It's open. I'm done."
Well, Shorty's is typically closed Monday through Wednesday, I think it is, because that side of the range wasn't open, but they were doing maintenance on it.
Yeah.
So thankfully we were about to pack it in and just play 9, and we were asking where 9 was, and he said it's actually all open. So we got to play the entire Shorty's course.
Yeah, which is a fun little short
totally.
part 3 course.
I'm sure a lot of people skip it and don't even know it exists.
Yeah, this is the first time I played it, and this is my 4th time on property. So
yeah,
it's a cool little thing. It's just fun. You don't have to pay. You just walk up and
right.
It's on the practice range.
There are scorecards.
Yeah, there are scorecards in the little hut.
Yeah. For those that don't know, if the red flag's out, it's closed. If the green flag's out, it's open. It was a nice little introduction to Bandon, not being up here, experiencing the firmness of the greens and the tight lies around the greens. And so that was a nice little introduction for sure.
Did a little warm-up session and then headed over to Trails, where we had our tea time there, and had really good weather for Trails.
Yeah, it was nice that day.
It was very nice that morning. And everybody knows Trails is my favorite. I told Joe, this is my happy place. This is, if there's one place on earth I want to go play golf, it's Trails.
Yeah.
And, there's still other places I want to go to, but of all the courses I've played, there's definitely some bucket listers I need to play, but of all the courses I've played, nothing has topped Trails for me.
Yeah.
So what did you think about Trails?
I was a little hyped up, ready to get started. Had a few hosel shankers just because I was just super excited. Trails is great. The only bummer for me is it was the first full course we played, and I'm not going to get to play it again because I would really like to experience it again because I was kind of almost lost in the moment, which is not a bad thing, I guess.
A little overwhelming it can be.
It was a little overwhelming being here and playing my first round. So I would love to get that one in again, but it is a trail. It's aptly named Bandon Trails for a reason, and it's amazing. Like for me, I know I mentioned it to Matt. You feel lost, which we kind of chatted about a little bit. We think it's the point because it is. You don't know where you're at. I'm very keen on my surroundings and which way I'm facing.
It's not a typical routing.
No,
you cross over a couple different spots. You go up hills and turn corners, and you lose sight of the ocean, so you kind of lose your north and south direction. And being in the trees, it's really easy to wonder if you're somebody that like is real keen on knowing where you are.
Right, that's me.
Yeah, you can get turned around really quickly and not know where you are.
Yeah, and it's one of the most slept on courses here. I mean, so first time playing Court Crenshaw, it was great. It was a great course. I really, really would like to experience it again. It's amazing how you really do go on a journey, through the dunes, into the meadow, then up to the forest and hike up and the Kaiser Bench, and it's all the little trails in between the holes. It's like every hole is a separate ride. Like if you were at Disney World, like you go to Space Mountain in Tomorrowland, and then you have to walk through Tomorrowland to get to whatever the other worlds are. I don't know, but that's kind of what it feels like, because everyone is its own ride and its own adventure and its own little hike. And I really, really would love to play it again and really digest it all. I was just so hyped up and pumped to be here. And
yeah, I think if someone's considering coming here, playing on arrival day is it is your first time. Maybe it's maybe not be as.
That's why a lot of people say play preserve first.
Yeah, if you can like come in the afternoon, get checked in, and I know it's kind of, people may think, well, I don't want to waste a night there if I'm not playing golf, but I think if you come into property, you get checked in, check out the pro shop at the lodge, grab some dinner at McKee's, kind of hang out, maybe play preserve. Maybe
go hit the punch bowl.
Yeah, and just kind of get a feel for everything that's going on. That way, when you get up and go play golf the next day, you're ready to roll.
Yeah, like gather yourself and understand your surroundings and where you're at, where everything is. I mean, you've probably, by the time you've gotten here, you've probably looked at the map 80,000 times, but just getting a lay of the land, it's really overwhelming. But yeah, I wish we had gotten here maybe Saturday night, got in the preserve, maybe had some dinner, hit the punch bowl, and then woken up fresh, ready to go to play trails. I mean, being in a car 3 hours almost.
Yeah, almost 3 hours.
Coming from Eugene, almost 3 hours. You're so stoked to get out of that car, and you're so pumped up, ready to go, and yeah.
So I had a highlight.
Yes, you did.
Early in the trip, we were playing trails, and the people we were playing with, they were really nice. And caddy Patrick Fox, Foxy is what Steve called him. He was a great caddy. Caddy. The crew is really good. Joe was struggling the first couple holes, and I was like, I swear he is a really good golfer. And then on the fourth hole, tugged my drive a little bit. It was on the left side of the hump that's out there, if you're familiar with that hole. I was 174 out, hit a 6-iron, caught it a little thin, so it didn't get the height that I wanted. But it bounced in front of the green. Yeah, lucky me. It bounced in front of the green and rolled onto the hole, and it fell in the cup. And what was his name? What was the kid's name? Owen?
Michael?
No.
Owen? I can't remember.
Yeah. Anyways, he's like, it went in. And I was like, because I was so far away from it, I thought it, and then I caught it thin, I thought it rolled off the back and dropped. And so when he told me it went in, he goes, I just watched it go in. And I was like, oh my God, that's so awesome. So yeah, 174, longest hole out I've ever had.
Yeah, a really good one.
On a par 4, got an eagle, so that's another checklist that I got to
Highlight there.
mark off. And I ended up playing. I had 2 bogey. My heart was pumping still going into the par 3 after that. And I was like, man, I need to calm down.
Yeah.
And you guys are like, get up there, Eagle boy, and so
Yeah.
and I bogeyed that hole, and then bogeyed one other hole. So I shot a 36. I was even on the front, and I was really happy with that. And then that 10th hole, man, or the 11th hole is the one that got me, the water hole.
Yeah.
Right. Oh man, had a rough go at it after that. Ended up shooting a 46, but I still love that place. It's so good.
Yeah, it's
even with the wind blowing in our face as we came up because 16 is such a tough hole. I mean,
that was.
It is. It's long and it's uphill and you're into the wind. I don't think I've ever played it not into the wind.
Well, that's the prevailing wind there coming at you from the north. So
yeah, but great times out at Trails. I still by far my favorite course on property.
Yeah, and I will say about Trails, to me, probably the coolest pro shop, restaurant vibe. You got Preserve right there, and it's just
patio
it's a vibe.
Right out front with the putting green right there.
It feels like you're at Nobu almost. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's they're small. The pro shops are small. They're not big by any means. There's a big one at the main lodge. And the one inside the main lodge, actually, we have found has the best variety.
It's smaller, but it's got stuff that's I don't think any of that stuff is available anywhere else.
I think what it is because the majority of the pro shops all have the same thing. They're just
I don't know if that's the same thing.
It's similar stuff. I mean, you got the similar head covers, you got the similar hats.
Yeah, the head cover,
similar pullovers.
Yeah,
they're just branded differently, but. I mean, we saw some stuff this evening at the lodge's little pro shop that was like, we didn't see this anywhere else.
Yeah, it was like a greatest hits list.
Yeah.
It was like the clean classic stuff, everything from every course. And
I mean, you found something for Theo. And it was just a collection of some really good things.
Yeah.
So after Trails, I thought we were going to have enough time to chill for a few, maybe grab a bite to eat, watch a little bit of the Open. But it took a little bit longer than I thought it was going to take us to get around. And so we had to go right over to Preserve to our tee time.
Yeah.
And Joe threw off the shoes, went barefoot.
That's right.
And it's funny, we were talking to Scott. He's like, did you catch anything?
Yeah. You check for ticks is what
he said. I wasn't ready to go barefoot, but after watching you out there barefoot, I should have done it because,
man,
now I love playing on the punch bowl barefoot.
Yeah,
that's awesome. But you did pretty good barefoot.
I will say that was my first full little barefoot excursion on the golf course, and it was perfect. I loved it. It was amazing. There's a couple little areas between some holes there with some wood chips that were a little, felt a little rough on the feet, but made it through. And it was, honestly, there is probably, if and when I play Preserve again, I am not wearing shoes.
Yeah.
I'm only playing Preserve barefoot. It's the way to do it.
Yeah.
Unless it's freaking 30-mile-an-hour winds with rain and,
walk around and slushing in some mud.
Yeah, but I might wear trash bags on my feet at that point. But that was awesome. I just felt connected and golf as it was meant to be because they didn't have shoes back then.
Using that line all weekend. Golf as it was meant to be.
Golf as it was meant to be.
So, the Preserve. I've always said it's the best par 3
greatest
course
par 3 course.
Right?
Ever.
It is, right? It's truly a visual masterpiece.
We're Nish and Chris, two very amateur golfers on a quest to play the top 100 courses in the UK and Ireland, after Chris set this challenge on a drunken Saturday night in my kitchen. Join us on our frequently humorous journey of a lifetime as we grapple with the logistical and financial challenge of playing some of the best courses in the world, as well as grappling with our games, because let's face it, it's never just about playing. Sometimes the score matters too. Listen to the Top 110 Golf Podcast wherever you get your podcasts.
It's amazing. It's so good. It's
That's a brilliant description.
something you could play every single day, never get tired of it. You could play with your family, your
100%.
kids. You could play with 8 people, have a blast, play for $1 a hole, play for drinks. It's
You can hit a 6-iron on a 120-yard hole and come up short.
yeah, and you could putt your way around that for the most part. It's so good. I literally could play that every day after dinner and be happy.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's a lot of fun. Did the traditional putt on the 13th hole.
Yeah, we almost got maimed on the first hole.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So far, my favorite logo also is the Preserve. Preserve logo is fantastic.
Yeah, I'm still on the own back bandwagon for the logo.
Yeah.
That's my favorite. So then afterwards, from Preserve, we came, checked into our room, and then went to McKee's and had
The meatloaf.
the meatloaf. And first bites, I was like, it's okay. I've had better meatloaf, but after 40 holes of golf, being out in the sun all day,
Yeah.
sitting down, having a nice adult beverage, and some mashed potatoes, meatloaf, and green beans, it was like
Yeah.
was so satisfying.
It's everyone raves about the meatloaf. Gotta get the meatloaf. Gotta get the meatloaf. And
And it's good.
it's very
really
good. It's very good, right? It's a good meatloaf. It's a good dinner. The thing that takes it over the top is after a long day of playing golf, it's that meal that you can get at McKee's Pub is exceptional because it hits your greens, it hits your starch, your potato, and your protein and your meat.
You get all of it.
And it's a good sized portion. And it's, from what I found,
It fills you up.
yeah, it fills you up. It's hearty. It really hits the spot after a long day of golf in the wind, being sun blown, and it capped off a good first day here.
Yep.
Totally.
So we for dessert we had the brownie sundae,
Yeah,
which we thought was good.
it was good.
It wasn't bad. It was good.
It's decent. Yeah.
So
Well, we had been. At least I know I had been wanting ice cream since we have gotten into
Yeah.
Oregon, and that was the first ice cream we had.
So we'll move a little bit ahead to tonight, and then go back to Sheep Ranch. So the restaurant at Pack was booked up and didn't have any room, and so we said, "Shit, let's go back to McKee's and we'll try and do the podcast there." And so we got shepherd's pie tonight,
Yeah.
which big letdown.
Yeah, it was good.
After
it wasn't
yeah,
bad.
it was still
it wasn't
good.
bad.
But after the hype of the meatloaf, and then like this is kind of an Irish pub,
Yeah.
shepherd's pie is going to be amazing, and it wasn't. It was okay.
Yeah, it was decent. Oh, we're on the payroll.
got work
Got
to
that done.
But
After a couple bites, I was like, I should have got the meatloaf again.
yes, that we both exactly said that we should have got the meatloaf. But after that,
Might have to take advantage of this in-room dining menu right here. Bring it over.
Where's the meatloaf?
Bring another meatloaf.
Ma. Call
That's
them
the
up.
great thing about here is the shuttle service. It just takes you everywhere. They bring you food,
It's
whatever you got to
so
do.
good. So tonight we got the pecan pie for dessert. Holy Mary.
That was really good.
So here's the combo: meatloaf, pecan pie.
Yes.
Winning.
Winning combo for sure.
Yeah. And then after the meatloaf, we went out and chilled on the patio out there. They had 400 logs in the fire.
Dude,
It was 500 degrees.
missing a lot of leg hair.
It was so hot, but man, it's such a cool little chill spot.
If you found yourself at the right distance from that fireplace after a long round of golf and putting down some meatloaf and a pecan pie with a few beers, at the right distance on that fireplace, you are
perfect. Get a little breeze with the cool air, but the heat.
It's a great end to the day if you find that right distance for yourself.
It's a great way to wrap it up.
Man, that was awesome.
And then so today we got up, and because Sheep Ranch is the last course on our rotation, Joe wanted to play there because he knows
I'm going to be wiped.
He's going to be wiped come holes 55 through 72.
Yeah.
And so we went this morning, had a tea time at Sheep.
7:30.
7:30, and my knee just quit.
Yeah.
I tweaked my knee a couple weeks ago as we were moving furniture, or last week. We were moving furniture, getting our new flooring put in, and it hurt, but I didn't think it was bad. And yet last night, I was like, I'm feeling it. And then this morning, I'm like, oh my God, I'm really scared right now because this is not a good pain. And so I fought through it and played, but started out okay. But my goodness, about halfway through the round, I was just in so much pain. And it's going to be tough for me to get through tomorrow, but we're going to do it.
Yeah, we're going to do
We're
it.
going to make it happen. So what do you think of Sheep Ranch? This was your first, like, on the ocean type experience here.
Yeah. Sheep Ranch, rolling up there, right? So it's the furthest one away. It takes a little while to get there on the shuttle. It's not that long, but it's 5 minutes. So it's the longest ride you'll have on a shuttle here. But getting there, the pro shop is great. Nice, clean, modern.
Very modern, very clean.
Very modern and clean. The breakfast there
Oh my goodness.
was incredible.
That is the best. You had a breakfast burrito.
I had the corn. It was corned beef, potatoes, Swiss, some kind of cabbage slaw, and grilled onions with eggs. Breakfast burrito, and it was insanely good.
And I had the
Black Forest ham
ham
with smoked Gouda,
Oh,
mayonnaise
my
on a
goodness.
Tolera roll.
Yeah, Joe remembered it. It was honestly the best breakfast sandwich I've ever had.
You've ever had.
I ate half of it. It was so hot. I had to open it up, and I was like fanning it. I couldn't bite it. And I ate half, and then I waited for the other half, and oh my God. The cheese melted, and with the mayo, it turned it into like a sauce.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it was so good.
Yeah, that was exceptional. There's still one more food item I need to check off, which I'll probably do tomorrow, the pastrami hoagie. But man,
The food here is
the food has been amazing.
outstanding.
Yeah,
Minus the shepherd's pie.
it was okay.
It was good.
I don't think it was a big enough serving, but anyway. So yeah,
Sheep Ranch.
Sheep kicked it off, and with the food, the modernness of the clubhouse, it was great. And then we didn't do a warm up, so it was early, and we were kind of feeling it from yesterday. So it took a few holes, but first hole is, I'm not gonna say it, but it's your welcome to the Sheep Ranch kind of opening hole, and it throws you right onto the ocean.
I love that first hole.
It's gentle.
It's
a gentle opener, but it throws you right out and be saying, "Hey, this is what you're getting. Prepare for the Sheep Ranch."
Yeah.
And
of all the the pack opening hole it's unique. It's different. It's a little claustrophobic.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a big tee shot. The Old Mac is kind of just simple straightaway shot. Trails is kind of unique because it's in the dunes.
yeah,
Very different than the rest of the course. But the Sheep, man, it's just epic. You're right there at the clubhouse.
I don't know of another hole where you have like it's a fairly blind tee shot. You don't really know where you're going.
Yeah, you can't see the hole.
So it's blind, and then I don't know of another opening hole where you hit your drive, you're walking up to find your ball, and you're like hit with it, Like there is the Pacific Ocean.
The view just comes in.
The green is right on the edge of the ocean, and it's the first hole.
Yeah.
I don't know of another place that will hit that right in your face like that.
When you walk past the ghost tree tomorrow, you'll experience that.
Yeah.
At Mac, because it's a more elevated euphoric feeling.
Yeah. I mean, I know it's not an ocean on the other side, and I'm not a huge ocean guy. I'm a vest guy now, kind of, but
you found that out.
But yeah, I'm excited for that. But yeah, so Sheep was really pleasant and exciting. The only thing that was quite a bummer was the greens have been infected with some poana, and it's going to take a few years before they really mature and come together. But
some of the greens are very bumpy, very furry, and they're not supposed to be. Everybody complains about the speeds of the greens at Sheep, and Scott said, he told me a couple years ago, they'll never have fast greens there because the wind blows so hard, and everybody would complain. Yeah. So they said the few people are going to complain about slow greens versus everybody complaining about fast greens.
Right. Yeah.
And so you understand why, but the POA has really made, and it's not on all of them because some of them were super.
I felt like it was the back was
super
much
glassy
worse.
And smooth and just rolled great, and others were like.
Yeah, pretty bumpy. Yeah, I mean,
like Prim Valley in August.
Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't say that.
No,
bad,
not that.
But yeah, so yeah, it was a great opener. Love that place. The second hole, drove the green, barely missed my eagle putt.
That was a hits tee shot.
That was a in the center, maybe a little high of the center to catch the sweet spot or whatever.
It had to have burned by the cup.
Yeah,
where it finished and the path that it took to get to where it finished.
Cut it right in there. It was a beautiful shot. But then you're thrown out to an infinity green that's combined with a 16th, and in this kind of.
I was upset about this.
It
bothered me because you hit it down onto the 16th green portion, but it's one green.
Yeah.
And the caddy was like, "Yeah, you got to go to the drop zone. They don't want people putting down there anymore."
Yeah, which is weird.
And I was like, "What? It's the green."
Right, it's a green.
What it's?
He said people were chipping off of there. I mean, if I would have went down there and pulled out my, a wedge or something, then yeah,
no
you
chipping.
can't do that. You got to putt. Yeah,
you got to putt. You're on the green.
Totally. Yeah, that was a bummer.
You're on the PGA Tour and there's a bunker in the middle and you're fighting for $1 million prize. No, you're.
Right, and these are firm greens where your ball's not gonna stick that easily, especially if you're not used to these type of greens out here. And I hit a really good shot in there. I just flew it a little far. I think.
It was up top and then just disappeared.
Yeah, the wind. I think the wind helped it. I just didn't know. I hit a really good shot, but yeah, and it took off. The third hole is combined with the 16th green, and for those that don't know, the 16th green is the. It's the green. It's the one. It's the on the ocean. It's the, what do they call it? The little outhead, whatever you want to call it, that sticks out.
Yeah.
That's the spot. That was an original green from the dope routing.
I posted a TikTok video on it. So.
Yeah. So I went down there. I had to go get my ball. If we were playing the 16th at that point, it would have been a really good shot. But I was kind of upset that I had to go down there because there's a big dune blocking the coastline. And you can't really see from the third green how epic that
coastline is.
Yeah, how epic it is. And I had to go down past the dune. And I saw it. And immediately I was like, oh, man. Kind of bummed because I saw it too early. I felt like I saw it way too early.
Well, you would have seen it on the next tee box.
Yeah, but not like that.
Yeah.
Not on the 16th green. It's a spectacular sight.
Yeah.
And I saw it too early, It was kind of a bummer. And that dune is there. You're not going to see that on the third green unless you fly the third green. But yeah, that kind of sucked. So I kind of hit my peak dopamine level at that point, which was a bummer.
And then what hole is it where you're like, oh, this snuck up on me?
Yeah, that's the one you hit over the cliff. 3, 4,
Five,
5, 6. Is
five or
that 6?
Yeah, it's one of those.
So yeah, the one you have to carry you cut it over the corner over the ocean. That's what was cool to me.
That's a
I
great.
didn't know. I've seen that hole plenty of times.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen that hole dozens and dozens of times, pictures, videos, and we're walking towards it, and I'm, get my push cart up there on the tee box. I'm like, holy shit, this is it, and it snuck up on me, and I was so happy to not have noticed it before, and just having it sneak up on me, like, whoa, this is the one. This is awesome. Not seeing it, walking up and be like, oh, there it is, there it is, there it is, there it is. And it just hit me out of nowhere, which was peak. That was another dopamine boost there, but smash that drive.
So
smash that one.
Yeah, one of the unique things about Sheep is because of where it's at, because of how much wind there is, they had to design the holes to make it playable, but also make it challenging. So the downwind holes are long.
Yeah.
And the holes into the wind are short. And the 15th is a par 4, played 309, and it was all of a 500-yard hole.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
it was ridiculous.
Yeah.
How much wind it sucks the ball up and just stops it, or it can send it off on its merry way. It's a brilliant design.
Yeah, and what they packed into that space, no one could figure out the routing there to get 18 holes in, and they were going to do it as 13, or I think I heard like 15 also. But it doesn't feel cramped. It doesn't feel like anything's really missing. They did a amazing job with that piece of property, and the wind. That course is very scoreable if there's no wind.
Oh my God, it's like Paiute with no wind.
Yeah, you can beat that place up, but I didn't like the Sheep Ranch logo beforehand. I'm like, they could have done it better. And then after we played it, I was like, okay, I like the Sheep Ranch logo. Ended up buying a polo, but it was my personal welcome to Jurassic Park moment, like, no laying up said, because it was my first real experience on the ocean with the wind, Linksy style golf, and it was awesome. I mean, it's a very pleasant walk, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. I like the front 9 more than the back 9. Like I said, I wish I hadn't seen 16 that early, because it would have been more, impactful at that point. But then 17, I mean, the original tee box to go to the 16th green. I mean, the mythical and magical piece of property that they have and the story behind it makes that,
really unique.
Yeah, it's like like Greek
that's
mythology,
a
golf course. It's awesome.
Talk about was the caddies, because the first time I came here, I just played pack, and I just played it by myself. It was me and a push cart, and no caddy, and I was thrilled because it was the second Tom Doak course that I played behind Streamsong Blue, and had a really good time. Second time was with Andrew, and we did the Solstice, and the caddy I had that year for the Solstice, he was good. He was, he hadn't been on property too long, but he was overall a good caddy. And then the last time I was here in 2020, I met Scott, and he caddied for me at Trails and Sheep. And then we hit it off really well, so I asked him if he wanted to loop the Solstice. He said, yeah, sure. So we did all 72 on the Solstice. And, we started on Bandon that year, and by the 4th hole, so he had looped 2 rounds and a couple holes. He knew my swing.
Yeah.
He knew what I was doing, everything. And he said, I'm just going to hand you clubs.
Yeah.
And we had an absolute blast. And I told Joe that there's a couple different caddy experiences you can have. And what made us talk about that was we had Patrick Fox on the bag for the guys we played at Trails yesterday, and he was awesome.
Yeah.
He was helpful. He was insightful. He had stories. He knew more about the wood in the forest than anybody I ever met. He's like, oh, this is this tree. This is this tree.
Yeah.
And just great storytelling, and he was a lot of fun to be around. Helped us find a couple balls. Was raking bunkers. I said, no, I can give. No, let me do it. So just an all around nice guy. And so I gave him some cash. I said, hey, this is for me and Joe. And he's like, oh, thank you very much. And I don't know. I don't think it caught you off guard, but you were kind of like surprised. Hey, what, it wasn't our caddy. What are we tipping him for? I said,
Well, I said he found your ball, and I said you better tip that guy.
Well, I was planning on doing it even before that. But I said, there's caddies that, bring an experience with them.
Yeah.
And you said people are coming out here to pay a lot of money.
Yeah.
And it's just another level that they can bring to it. And that got solidified today when we played sheep, because the caddy that the other people we played with wasn't, in my opinion, a great caddy.
Yeah.
He helped find balls, and he helped point out lines and got them their clubs. He did the job, but he didn't go to that next level that Scott and some of the other guys do and help with the experience and bring stories. Scott is incredible. I mean, his stories, his knowledge. We hung out with him today in town. Tony's Crab Shack, by the way. Wow.
Yeah.
Really good food there. But so all I can do is hope that you guys have a great experience when you come here with a caddy, because I don't think they could ruin a golf round for you.
No, not at all. No.
They can certainly enhance it and make it an amazing experience.
Totally. I mean, like, for people like us,
it's not an easy job.
No. And, and maybe, at that point he had been looping for them for 3 days, I think. Yeah. And, they probably found their vibe. But personally, for me, I want the stories. I want to know, we're probably more than your above average golfer in obsession, but I want to know when we're walking by the original tee box on Sheep Ranch that Doak put there for the outlet from the 16th green. I want someone to point that out for me.
Exactly.
And that's the type of golf from where I am. I'm not out there necessarily to shoot well, like that's it. But I want to digest the history and the story and understand why we're here.
And there's so many good stories.
There's so
many good stories.
It's a mythical land and majestic area.
I had not heard. Scott was telling us today about how Doak burned Pacific Dunes.
Mm-hmm. That was awesome.
Which is an incredible story that they were behind schedule.
Right.
They had all this gorse that they had to remove. And he said that they started, and 1 week into it, they were a month behind schedule.
Yeah.
And Tom Doak was
they were at dinner.
What the hell's going on?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, somebody's like, the course is on fire.
Yeah, they were at dinner, and Doak walks out. Excuse me. He goes outside for 5 or 10 minutes. And then comes back in like nothing happened, continues the conversation, and 30 minutes later, all the gorse is on fire.
He burned it. It's like,
he had someone burn the gorse down.
Yeah, hey, we're back on schedule now.
Because Doak had to go build another course.
Yeah, it was
amazing.
It was just stories like that.
Yeah, and there's so many of them.
Oh, so many of them.
So many of them. It's a magical place, and there's so much. I mean, it's been here for 23 years now. I mean, Dunes is 99, and there's so much to it, and it's not done yet either, which is awesome.
I mean, I can't imagine, 100 years from now, the stories that are going to be about this place.
Yeah, incredible.
Then after Sheep, like I said, we went into town, met Scott, hung out at one of the little pubs, and then went to Tony's Crab Shack. And the fish tacos.
Perfect. Fish tacos were awesome.
Incredible. I'm not a huge crab person, but I had their crab sandwich. And it even had the arugula salad lettuce that I'm
Yeah.
not a big fan of, the spring lettuce like that. And it was
You ate it up.
incredible.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe how good it was. And then the fish tacos, holy crap.
The fish tacos kind of caught me off guard. Those were real. I'm a big fish taco guy, and that was top 3 easy fish taco, best fish taco I've had.
Yeah, as
easy
Scott
top
said,
3.
If you want the freshest, just get what's on the special, because the special is what they caught yesterday or this morning.
Yeah, yeah, totally. But and then we got some oysters, and Matt had his first oyster.
First oyster. It wasn't bad.
Raw oyster.
You said it was pretty good oyster too.
It was a really good oyster. I mean, might be the best oyster I've ever had, honestly.
Whoa.
Yeah, I mean,
no, I had a great one for my first one.
yeah, it was really good. So I mean, now it's like when you have a bad one, you might know because you'll probably be sick the next day.
And then after lunch, we took a little drive, did a little sightseeing in Bandon, went down on the beach, saw some cool little areas because the tide was really low.
Yeah.
Scott pointed some things out. He's like, we don't have 5-iron here.
Yeah.
So we have to find places.
We got to put our finger in things that are
In the ocean.
hanging on rocks and yeah.
So we don't have cool places to go hang out. So we find drinking games to play golf on the beach. And
Yeah, beach golf would have been fun.
yeah. So then from there, the new area that they're going to start developing for more golf courses is south of town.
Yeah,
It's an
south
area-
abandoned.
It's an area called New River. There's a New River conservation area. And they have acquired a ton of land down there
Enough for 54 holes.
Yeah.
And lodging.
and lodging. And Scott thinks it's going to be better than what Bandon is now because of the area and how it's dunesy and hills and just,
Yeah.
And we drove down there and took a look at it.
I mean, we drove down there.
Yeah,
We went
all the way
off-roading
down.
a little bit, and
Yep.
we got down there.
And it'll be cool in 10 years to say, hey,
Yeah.
we were there when it was forest.
Yeah, yeah.
So it was pretty damn cool to see
Really
that.
cool. Really cool.
And then we came back this evening, did a little check-in, and for the Solstice event.
Saw the gift bag.
What an amazing gift bag this year!
Spectacular. Incredible.
Unbelievable.
Well done.
Well,
Bravo.
We'll have pictures
Yes.
on our Instagrams of that. But it's a Peter Millar Bandon Solstice T-shirt. There's
Shag bag, cooler, Jones Solstice bag,
Seamus head cover.
which the Seamus head cover is sick.
Yeah, it's got all the logos on it. and
Brown leather, all the
72.
logos in 72. Whoa.
There's a bag tag that's really nice. There's
The Therabody
Therabody roller.
roller.
the sign.
The sign,
they
Solstice
have
sign
these
made
new
of wood.
signs that they have at all the pro shops that say, Pacific, Old Mac, and they're like vintage looking signs.
Yeah.
They made one specially for the solstice. It's so
Whoa.
freaking cool. And the Peter Millar towel, and I mean, just a bunch of good stuff.
Incredible. Incredible.
We were just, doing Antique Roadshow going.
I thought we had to put money into a raffle to try and win that stuff.
That's $45. That's $50. That's $100. And
Yeah.
So we're estimating the gift bags at $400 to $500.
Oh yeah, easy. But yeah, and then you get 100 after you finish the solstice. So I mean, what a deal!
It's definitely worth it.
Yeah.
Definitely worth it. So
Yeah.
what did you think of the Punch Bowl?
Punch
We hung
Bowl,
out there for a while.
Punch Bowl actually blew me away. I didn't really expect it to be as cool as it was.
It's hard to tell from pictures.
Totally hard to tell. It's you can't grasp the situation from a picture or from a video. It's really, really dope. It's a ton of fun. 36 holes, putting holes. They got a little bar there called the Tap In. A lot of undulation on those greens. It was
so much.
Holy cow. It really,
And that place, I love walking around barefoot.
it took me back. I didn't, you've told me how much fun it is, but you just don't really understand or grasp it unless you've been there.
Unless you're there.
It's so good, and more things like that need to be available for golf. And
Right? I mean, imagine. Imagine now that you've been at the Punch Bowl, imagine something like that at Paiute.
Dude, yeah, get out of here.
It would be incredible.
I said that a ton of times since we've been here too. Like, get out of here, just leave, because you're not going to get any better. Like, just leave.
So it's 8:00. We're gonna hit the hay here soon. We start on Bandon Dunes, which you haven't played.
Correct.
We go to Pack, which you haven't played.
Correct.
We go to Mac, which you haven't played.
Correct.
So
but I've been to all the pro shops.
Yes, we've been in all the pro shops. What was your favorite pro shop? Trail still?
Trails is the coolest pro shop, for sure, guaranteed.
And there's, like I said, they're small. They're not big.
No, they're not very big.
There's just a different vibe in each one.
And they all have, for the most part, they all have different stuff. It's interesting to see, like, Trails has Link Soul gear, but none of the other courses do.
Yeah.
Pack Dunes has Travis Matthew gear, but none of the other courses do. But they all have Peter Millar, and they all have Footjoy for the most part. Actually, I don't think Trails has
Cutterbuck. They have a ton.
Cutterbuck is not at Trails. No. So it's kind of that's been the most stressful aspect for me, is trying to decide what to get, because they have different stuff and you got to go collect it all. It's but yeah, it's a magical place, and I've got something from every course so far. I just need to get Pack Dunes. Matt found an insane zip up that I'm going to have to buy the other color for.
Oh, it's so good.
It's so good. I have to go buy the logo balls, which I haven't done yet, but
and we got to figure out a gift for the one person that left a review.
Yeah. So congratulations, you won.
The person who left the review.
It's going to be a flag bag.
No. Oh yeah, that kind of upset me today. So, if there's anybody out there that really wants to make my day and be like, Matt, you earned this. You deserve this. It would be the old Mac flag bag.
Yeah.
So, Christmas is coming. My birthday's in April. Just had Father's Day.
You could probably buy a bunch of old Mac flags and have it made by a seamstress.
Yeah. But the old Mac flag bag is my favorite of all the flag bags. I love the old Mac logo. I love that it's
favorite logo, old Mac over here.
And so the flag bag, if you don't know, it's a golf bag. It's just what do they call those bags?
It's a carry bag.
Just a small carry bag. It's something that
no dividers.
It's like a McKinsey.
Yeah. Small pocket on it.
Small pocket. It's not shoes and balls and gloves and tees and hats and jackets and all that shit. It's just clubs, some tees, and a couple balls. But they're $1,000, which I get.
Yeah.
They're very handcrafted, very unique. But I was taking a picture of it because it's so damn cool looking. And I go, how much are they? Because I wasn't sure of the price. I figured they were like between $800 and $1,200.
I think they've gone up a little bit.
And he goes, they're $1,000. I'm like, oh, and he goes, yeah, and if you want that one, we'll have to get it ordered for you. And I was like, dude, it's not easy to get to Bandon.
No, it's not.
It's not. I mean, there's easy ways to get here, flying and then paying the loop, $1,600.
It's still not easy though. You're flying here and you're driving hours.
It's a long way to get here, and I'm like, if I'm gonna drop $1,000 on that, I'm taking it now.
Yeah.
You can order one for yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. I wonder how many of those that they sell.
I don't know.
Maybe one a month.
I mean,
maybe.
To me, I would never use it. It would be an art piece.
Well, it would be a par 3 bag for me. Like if we're gonna go walk up Cloud 9.
How devastated would you be if something happened to it while you're walking Angel Park?
What's gonna happen to it? It's gonna get character. That's what's gonna happen.
Yeah, you have a crazy person just run up and slash it with a knife.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Watch out on Rampart and Summerlin Parkway. There's slashers.
Hey.
There's bag slashers.
Bag slasher. The bag slasher's back.
Yeah. But yeah, that thing is sick. I mean, I would love to get one, but I'm not paying $1,000 for a bag. I might use once a month. Tops.
It's tops.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be an art piece.
Yeah.
It would be an office. If I was wealthy enough to afford $1,000 art piece, that's
Yeah.
You know, that's what it would be for me. It would. I mean, it's great.
Yeah.
Like put all my
It's really cool.
whole out Eagles.
I would love to have
balls
one of those. Yeah. Now this guy's collecting eagles over here.
I chipped in on 18 at Sheep today too. Hold out. That was.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that was a chip. I would
No,
say
it
that
was-
was a pitch.
Yeah, it was.
That
I mean,
a-
I couldn't see the flag.
Yeah,
I
that was-
I walked up, saw where it was at, got my line, and just.
Yeah, this guy was 20 feet below the green and
It was a tough shot.
45 yards
And
probably.
do you know why? The only reason I hit that good is because all my weight was on my right leg. I couldn't put any weight on my left leg because it was so uphill.
Yeah.
So, well, I think that does it for us for this episode. So
Live from Lily Pond.
live from the Lily Pond.
Well, not live, but somewhat live. Recorded live.
So if we get back in town and I don't have to have knee surgery, I'll get this edited and we'll put it out Friday. And then when we record next week's show, we'll be talking about the solstice.
Yeah, and Jeremy can ask us all his questions.
Yes.
Get him talking.
So
Let me just say real quick before we sign out that for anyone that hasn't been here, just book it and come. If you're a fan of golf, if you're a fan of golf architecture, if you're a fan of polos with golf logos on them,
yeah,
just come up here. The accommodations are amazing. The people here are amazing. The food is amazing.
I haven't met one person staff-wise that wasn't just outstanding.
No, it's
Shuttle drivers are great.
Everyone, and it's the thing about this place is that everyone is here to golf, and everyone here loves golf. And
Dude, some of the gear we've seen other people have.
oh, there's Pine Valley vests and sweaters and Marion head covers and
Oh, what was the
Cape
one today?
Kidnappers zip ups. I mean,
Yeah.
it's amazing. The conversations that you can have here are. I mean, we haven't even dove into many because we've just been running around. But
Yeah, you're not going to find too many weekend hacks up here
yeah,
because it's
the
expensive.
diehards are up here.
Yeah, the if
Bruce
you're
Willises
here-
of the game.
Scott had one of the best lines I ever heard. If you want to play a 6-hour round on tightly manicured, beautiful fairways in polos and shirts tucked in with the hoity-toities,
Yeah.
go to Pebble Beach. You want to play man golf, come to Bandon and leave your wife at home.
Yeah, that's what he said. I mean, the conversations you hear off in the distance when you're doing stuff, it's, oh, I was on Old Mac. I was here. I was on this preserve. Oh, I almost holed out here. It's so cool. It's unlike anything I've ever experienced. It is all golf all the time, and it's awesome to be here. So get up
It's
here.
amazing. Do it.
I'm coming back again for sure,
Nice.
even if I die tomorrow.
I think you're coming back. Heart Attack Hill.
I'm being
Best place to
respawned.
go.
Respawned as a flag bag.
That's like the weirdest thing I've ever said. All right. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Catch us next week, and we'll be talking about the solstice and if I had to get a wheelchair or not.
Later.